Good morning, New York! I'm here with the Apple Watch Ultra and the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5. Today we're gonna do a day in the life and see how long does the battery life last on each one. Can it survive the entire day so I can go about my day, get all my tasks done, and not have a distracting phone with me at all times. So let's go grab some coffee.
Can I get a small cold brew, please? Boom. Check. All right, Apple Pay work. Let's try Samsung Pay and see if we can get anything. Can I get 2 egg and avocado sandwiches? Oh no, could not complete transaction, try again. Oh, this one worked. The Visa did not work, but the Amex did. Not sure why that was. That was my first Samsung Pay transaction ever. And just like on the Apple Watch, it'll show you your transaction. It did that on my watch here. All right, let's eat. Apple Pay works in 72 different countries, while Samsung and Google Pay just aren't as prolific. Is that the right word? They're just not everywhere else. So that's one of the challenges of using Samsung or Google Pay, whereas I know Apple Pay will work in more areas. But this morning, I went for a little morning walk to get some morning sunlight. So let's cut to that real quick and I'll show you what the auto tracking of walking outside was like.
Just woke up. It's 7:04 a.m. Going out for a walk with both watches on right now and trying to get my morning sunlight. It is cloudy today, so I'm gonna try to get about 30 minutes, but probably only gonna get 15. The Samsung Galaxy usually automatically starts an outdoor walk, which is really convenient, whereas the Apple Watch will ask me to start a watch after 15 minutes. So I'm gonna see which one actually starts today and which one doesn't. So at the 10-minute mark, the Samsung Watch started to ask, hey, I'm auto recording for 10 minutes. Do you want to start an outdoor walk? I didn't say anything, just let it keep going. And now it's just auto recording. It's been about 12 minutes. The Apple Watch hasn't said anything yet. All right, Apple Watch just asked me, hey, do you want to start an outdoor walk? It looks like you've been walking. So it usually does it at the 15-minute mark. It's gotten about 0.52 miles. Heart rate's 89, 85. And the Samsung is saying about 88. So heart rate's pretty similar, but the mileage is about 0.1 more on the Samsung Watch. And the Samsung Watch has been recording for 15 minutes. So they both kind of auto-detected at the same time. One just started earlier. Now walking is one of my favorite things. It's low impact, it's easy, you can talk while you do it. And I love that the Samsung Watch automatically starts and automatically stops the walking workout. Whereas the Apple Watch, I need to stop it, or about 5 minutes after I stop walking, it will ask me if I want to stop. So from the looks of it, it looks like the Samsung Watch is already pausing. I don't know, it figured out that I arrived home, whatever it is, it's stopping the workout at the exact right time, which is very interesting. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic the Samsung Watch has, but I'm gonna let the Apple Watch run until it decides it wants to stop. 0.78 miles, it gave me a 33-minute pace because I probably spent 5 minutes sitting, and I got a little elevation gain as well. It's 8 a.m., 100% battery.
All right, and now we're back from the walk. We're gonna enjoy this little breakfast here. Yum, yum. All right, coffee and breakfast acquired. We probably should be cooking at home, but home does not take Apple Pay. Now we're gonna head to the gym to get our workout in. What's the fitness tracking like on these for strength training as well as running on the treadmill? But we need to figure out how to get to the gym because I've never actually been there. We're gonna navigate using Google Maps and voice assistants on here and see which one can actually navigate us there via public transit and see if we can use express transit to pay to get on the bus. So I don't have to press any buttons, I just want to tap, go. Siri, navigate to Chelsea Piers Fitness. All right, so the Apple Watch I know can get us walking, biking, driving, and subway public transit directions. Navigate to Chelsea Piers Fitness. There aren't any navigation capsules available. What does that mean? Luckily, I added it to my calendar on the app, so I can go ahead and tap the event on there, tap Chelsea Piers, and it's gonna open Google Maps, search for that location. It shows us we're half a mile away and 14-minute walking, 8-minute bike, 7-minute drive, but no public transit. Not sure why I can't get public transit. That was the same issue with the Pixel Watch as well, so it might be a Wear OS thing where you can't actually use public transit on the watch. Google fixed that. And because there's no like dial here, it's hard to scroll. I have to kind of use my finger here to zoom in. Even the location's a little off. All right, let's hop on. It's here. So let's see if we can use Samsung Pay. Go. That worked. Done. All right, so we just used Express Transit on the Samsung Pay watch and the Apple Watch, and both of them worked. It was super seamless, super fast. Now we just gotta head to the gym. Anytime I start directions on the Apple Watch, it automatically will show up on my iPhone as well. So we have our transit directions here. It's telling me we need to get off on the next stop. And I love that if I end it on here, it's gonna end it on my watch too. And does that work with the Samsung Watch? Let's find out. It does. Google Maps automatically started on the phone as well. So there's full integration with Google Maps from the watch to the phone. One of my worst behaviors is anytime I'm on public transit, I'm sitting somewhere and I get bored, the first thing I do is pull out my phone and start scrolling social media. So if I can get directions on my watch and not have to pull out my phone and maybe leave my phone in my backpack, that's just gonna make my mental health better and easier, because then I can just focus on the directions on my watch and not have any distractions like Instagram or TikTok just gnawing at me on my phone. Both watches have navigation on and they're vibrating as we get up to the turn. They're like, you gotta make a left turn here, which is really nice. But now it's officially been 3 hours since I took them off the charger. So they went from 100%. The Apple Watch Ultra is at 95% after 3 hours, and the Samsung Galaxy Watch is at 85% after 3 hours. I do have always on heart rate monitoring on here, and the always on displays are off for both of them. We are now at the gym, and one of the things here is they actually require me to use their app to check in. So I have to pull out my phone now.
Bro, you on Instagram?
What?
This is exactly why I need everything on my watch. The Samsung just auto-recorded a 10-minute walk on our way here from the bus station to here, which is interesting. The Apple Watch didn't auto-record any walks. My roommate and I were doing a fitness competition, and we're using remote personal trainers via this app called Future right here. And it was only iPhone and Apple Watch, but they recently released their Android and Wear OS app, which is super neat. I didn't actually realize it integrates with the Samsung Watch, so I can start my workout on the watch. Today we're gonna go through this workout, get it done, and see how it tracks on both devices. Now when it comes to starting the workout, typically I'll just open the workout app on my Apple Watch and then select strength training, and then hit the action button to start the workout. But since I'm using the app Future, they do everything for me, and I just need to start it on the iPhone, and then it starts the workout on my watch, and it ends the workout when I stop it as well. Start a strength training workout. What? So here we gotta go in here. In the Samsung Watch, you can actually set certain things like 10 reps of bench press, 3 sets, but that's just a lot of work if you're doing a lot of different exercises or if you're hopping back and forth. So I'm just gonna select other workout here, tap to skip, it's gonna start, boom. And now it's showing it on here. We're gonna press start workout on the iPhone, and now it's started. And it will show on my watch that the workout has started. It's gonna pull up my heart rate here, 88 beats per minute, the workout with the time of what I need to do. I can even see the next set of exercises. So that's kind of what I love about this app, and it's gonna help me win the fitness transformation competition. If I wanna control my music, I can do that here. This is kind of my digital crown, I guess. Instead of using the digital crown on here, I swipe around to change volume. All right. So now the workout has started. I know the exercises I need to do, so let's get on with this workout, baby. Workout montage.
All my life I've barely spoken. Your words have been so broken. I've been under your hypnosis. Why did I sip that potion? I'm so done with holy ghosting. My birth, it is an omen. Lay me down up in the ocean until you see no motion.
Finish the workout, we're gonna tap this. It says total time, 52 minutes. We got all our calories, our average heart rate, and our range. Finish it on the Samsung as well, finished. So we got 53 minutes, 455 calories and 440 calories on the Apple Watch, so very close. Average heart rate 119, average heart rate 116, so about 3 beats off. Now, if you know, I'm a hybrid athlete, so just doing strength training isn't enough. We're gonna head over to the treadmills because I noticed they have a GymKit for the Apple Watch and Samsung Galaxy Watch integration, and I want to see, do they both work with the treadmill? Do they fully integrate? All right, I just tried GymKit and Samsung Galaxy Watch. It seemed like the Samsung Watch connected much faster to the treadmill than my Apple Watch did, which was very interesting. All right, the Apple Watch doesn't work on this treadmill. Let's try this one. Oh, Apple Watch connected. I don't know what's going on, but I've always had issues with the Apple Watch connecting when I try to use the treadmill, and the Samsung Watch connected like that. It loaded much faster, connected the treadmill faster. Distance and pacing information was all sent from the treadmill to my watch, and then the heart rate data sent from my watch to the treadmill. So it's really cool to see all the information live on the screen over here, as well as making sure that the data is 100% accurate on my watches as well. So I really love that full integration. Let's head into the sauna. This is probably my favorite chamber because in the sauna, I can leave my phone outside and just focus on being present in the moment. And when it comes to like my phone addiction and excessive phone use, the sauna is the best place. If you take your phone in there, the phone automatically overheats. But taking a watch in there, being able to track my heart rate and just how long I've been in there is really valuable for me. And being able to take the Samsung Watch in there would be an ideal scenario. So let's go see if it survives. All right, I just finished the sauna and the watch survived. So it looks like, you know, New York saunas don't get very hot, so anything can survive pretty much. Right after the sauna, I realized that the watch got a lot slower. So the heat did slow down the Samsung Watch. Definitely not meant to be used in the sauna. But the Apple Watch, whenever it's in the heat, it never slows down. It just like turns off if it gets too hot. All right, Cole, what do you want? Daddy's buying.
Yay.
I use Apple Pay for myself because I can't pay for anything any other way, and I'm gonna use Samsung Pay for Colt and see if it actually works. The Visa did not work last time on Samsung Pay.
Oh, it worked.
Bro, are you on Instagram again?
Oh shoot. This is why I need to do watch only. So it looks like the payment systems worked on both watches, and the Samsung has a whole bunch of health features that the Apple Watch does not. I want to put them head to head and see what we can learn, like blood pressure, body composition, body fat. So let's head home and figure that out. We are now at home and we're gonna test all the different body composition, heart rate, blood oxygen, EKG, ECG, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna test all these different health features that both devices have. How do they compare? Are they close to one another or are they drastically different? First, body composition. When I woke up this morning, I took my weight, 206.1 pounds. The Apple Watch doesn't have a body composition scale, but I do have this Aura strap that goes on the Apple Watch, so I was able to use that in comparison. And the Apple Watch Aura strap said 15% body fat, whereas the Samsung said 21.3% body fat. So drastically different. I did a DEXA scan about a week ago and it gave me 17.3% body fat, so I'm not sure which one of these to trust because they're both more than 2 to 5% off. What I love about the Samsung one is you can actually set goals. So I set some goals where I wanted to gain weight. It looks like I already reached my goal, but I can see my trends over time, like body weight over time here has changed. Same thing on the Aura app if I want to see my body fat month over month. But when you see these trends, it can be really inspiring and helpful. Or if you're trending in the wrong direction, it can help you say, hey, I need to start changing up my routine. I need to do things differently. So I think it's really valuable to see somewhat accurate body composition numbers. And then the Apple Watch, obviously Apple Watch has rings, right? You're trying to close your move, exercise, and stand. Samsung has hearts. So you're trying to close your hearts. It looks like 8,000 steps here, 8,800, so about 600 steps different. So relatively close when it comes to their rings or hearts. So next, let's test out the EKGs. What's that process like? So it's nice if you have a Samsung watch, you're able to use the EKG ECG feature because it's in the Galaxy store. Whereas if you use the Google Pixel phone with a Samsung watch, you're not gonna have that feature. Very interesting. I think the same thing applies for blood pressure. And since the Pro is connected to the Pixel, I can't use that. I need to use the Galaxy Watch 5. What you wanna do is make sure it's tight on there. Open up the health app and then take your finger, place it on the top diode. Hold your arms up and out, wait 30 seconds. Does not detect signs of AFib, which is good. So now we can just tap done. So that's nice, and then I can view a full report on my phone as well. Apple Watch is the same process. If I want to do that, I'll open up the EKG app or ECG app, place my finger here. It's going to create a full circuit, start to measure the electrical current of my heart. 30 seconds, same time frame. Boom, does not show signs of AFib. They both say, we don't check signs for heart attack, and then I can view a full report on my phone. So now as you can see, both devices say EKG recording available. I can tap that, and I can see my last EKG, no symptoms. I think this can be useful for some people, but it's not something that I'm going to use very often. So if you've been living on planet Earth for a while, you probably know blood oxygen has been a big part of the illness that's going around. A lot of people talk about making sure your blood oxygen is above 90%. Both the Apple Watch and the Samsung will measure that. I'm gonna pull up the blood oxygen app on the Apple Watch and the blood oxygen app on the Samsung Watch. I actually don't know how to test it. Measure. Oh, there we go. So you want it snug. Place your elbow on table. Hold your wrist near your heart. Start measuring oxygen. 97% on the Samsung. Now let's open up the Apple Watch. Start. 98%, so they're within 1% of each other. I don't use this like on a daily basis, but I let it run in the background. If there's any numbers that are way out of range, then that will concern me and I'll talk to my doctor, but other than that, not necessary. Another feature the Samsung Watch has that the Apple Watch does not is the stress thing. I don't know how much you can trust it, but right now it says I'm kind of stressed. I'm in the yellow zone. If I open this up, you can see latest was at 1:30 p.m. I'm urging towards the high zone right now. I don't know how useful or valuable this is. I do like the HRV variable on the Apple Watch, which I wasn't able to find on the Samsung Watch. I can see, all right, is my HRV out of range? If there's any point where it's dramatically higher or dramatically lower than what it's supposed to be, then I know something is up and I need to figure out why. But overall, it doesn't really change. It stays pretty consistent, and that just means that my body is pretty stable most of the time, which is nice. Battery update, it's been 4 hours. The Samsung is at 71% and the Apple Watch Ultra is at 81%. So the Samsung lost about 10% battery and the Apple Watch lost around 15% battery. Now that we finished all the health stuff, I think it's really interesting the productivity things that are integrated with the Apple Watch. It unlocks my MacBook, so the whole ecosystem, HomePod, Apple TV, and even HomeKit. So if I want to control all my lights, all lights off, I send it to my Apple Watch. If I wanted to, I could use Google Home on the Samsung Watch, but if I'm literally trying to switch, I need to get a new phone, I need to get new lights, I need to reset everything. It's a whole process. Coffee, the store, restaurants, they all take Apple Pay, but does the laundry place take Apple Pay and Samsung Pay?
Samsung?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, it's fine.
I've never tried it.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It works. Samsung Pay works. Laundry, check. One feature I don't use very often, but I like to use is voice notes. Just capture my thoughts via audio into my watch. I love how it's really just a microphone on your wrist and you can quickly capture things that you need to. The Samsung levels it up. They do speech to text with your voice notes. So I can go ahead and tap here and say, hi, I'm doing a voice note right now and this is speech to text. Not only can I listen to what I said in this voice text, but I can also read it. That I think is 10 times more valuable. I've been trying to find apps that do that on the watch. They're just not natively integrated and they're just a little slower and harder to use. So we are looking for a sponsor, and Chipotle said they didn't want to sponsor us, so we're switching it up today and going to Sweetgreen to use our Apple Pay.
Sweetgreen, please sponsor.
Cool. Can I do Samsung Pay? Let's find out. Has anyone ever tried it? Uh-oh. Could not complete transaction. Try again. All right, it worked. That was weird. Didn't work the first time, but I tried it again. Same card. It worked the second time. All right, now we're gonna do Apple Pay. Let's see how much faster it is. Boom. It just works. It just works. It's time for lunch, and for some reason, Samsung Pay is just like working 80% of the time. Apple Pay has worked 100% of the time. Every time I tap, it works. And then the second part is it's really confusing because there's Google Pay, there's Samsung Pay, and you can have both of those on an Android phone. But then if you have a Samsung phone, you get both, and then the whole ecosystem, it gets really, really confusing. Can they just all be friends? All right, so now we're gonna go for a run with the Apple Watch Ultra and the Samsung Galaxy Watch. I'm not bringing any of the phones, so they're gonna have to use their own GPS. The Ultra does have multi-band, dual-band GPS, so it should be more accurate with these tall New York City buildings, whereas the Samsung does not have that dual multi-band GPS. So that's gonna be one downside, but I'm gonna run for at least 20 minutes because I wanna get the VO2 max numbers on the Samsung watch. I think it requires distance, pacing, heart rate, and they use an algorithm to kind of figure out what it might be. That's how Apple does it too. So that's all based on the fact that the distance, pacing, and heart rate sensors are all accurate. But one thing that's neat about Samsung is they give you sweat loss. So something Garmin does. I haven't seen it on the Apple Watch, but I'm very curious what kind of sweat loss numbers I'm gonna get as well. So let's go run. Go to exercise, choose workout, running, and now it's gonna start checking for GPS and heart rate. So while that's going, I'm gonna start the Apple Watch Ultra. I press the action button. We're gonna do outdoor run, and now that's the GPS signal. So they're both looking for GPS. This might not be the best spot. Maybe we should move away from all this. Apple Watch is locked on GPS. Samsung has heart rate, but no GPS yet. It's still kind of flickering. I think it needs to be solid to have GPS. I'm gonna start the workout, so here we go. All right, let's give it some time for them to calibrate in terms of distance and pacing. So the Apple Watch has race routes and track mode, which I really freaking love, especially track mode. Samsung does not, but Samsung has this really nice feature where you can load directions into your run and give you guidance while you're running. So usually I use an Apple Watch for navigation and a Garmin for like my running. So Samsung can do that all in one. But I'm gonna get my 20-minute run in and we'll get to see our VO2 max in just a second. 24 minutes, 50 seconds, 2.65 miles on the Samsung, 2.66 on the Apple Watch. Very, very close. 150 average heart rate, 918 average pace, 2 seconds off, and 142 average heart rate. So the heart rate was probably the biggest difference. Like, that's a lot. 8 beats per minute on the average. VO2 max. Fair. That's way below the Apple Watch. What the? Come on, Samsung, we're tossing this right here. The Apple Watch says 49 right now, 49.2, I think. So the Samsung was way off. The VO2 max test I did a couple months ago was around 49 as well. I don't think it's changed much, maybe lowered a little bit, but not that much. Sweat loss, 442 milliliters. So it says drink 663 milliliters to replace 150% of the water I lost. And it shows a little map of where I ran. That's pretty cool. Samsung displays the map really well here, and then they have like stats as well. I guess I didn't get elevation. I guess the watch does not have a barometer, doesn't know elevation. You have to bring your phone to get that data. But this is kind of what it looks like. Very well done, colorful. I like the visuals and all the data and information. Apple Watch, very similar, you know, it's colorful as well. You can go through and see all your data, the maps and where you ran. If I want to see more in the advanced metrics, I can press and hold and drag and it'll actually show me a moment in time what that data was, so I love that. But that's it for the run. I'm gonna go shower now and you're not coming with me.
Battery update, 3 hours since last time, and the Apple Watch Ultra is at 70% and the Samsung is at 58%. So I think the run really chewed through the battery life of the Samsung. I didn't have the phone, so I think that definitely really drained their battery. But yeah, the Samsung said it had like 5 days when I took it off the charger, and now it's saying 2 days. So the days must be really fast in Samsung's world. 9:30 p.m. Apple Watch is at 64%. Galaxy Watch is at 56%. This is the battle of who can last the longest. It's definitely not me.
Now, when it comes to sleep tracking, it looks like both devices said time in bed were 9 hours and 56 minutes. Time asleep on the Apple Watch was 9 hours and 20 minutes versus 9 hours and 10 minutes on the Samsung. So they're relatively close, about 10 minutes different. When it comes to sleep stages, awake 46 minutes on Samsung, 36 minutes on Apple Watch. REM, 2 hours, 20 minutes Apple, 2 hours, 4 minutes Samsung. So, you know, there's definitely like a 10 to 15 minute, even a 30-minute time range difference on some of these. I take all sleep stage data with a grain of salt because they're all predicting it with different algorithms, and it's just really hard to tell. But what I do like about the Samsung, there is a snoring feature. You do need to plug your phone in by your bedside to use that. I think they're using technology from the Sleep Cycle app, and I haven't been able to plug my phone in because I don't put phones in the bedroom when I'm sleeping, but that's available, which is super neat. And then both will get your respiratory rate, your blood oxygen levels in the background, which is valuable. But I think the most important thing is sleep consistency. Keeping your wake and sleep times consistent is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do for the best sleep possible. And if you look at the Samsung, they do have a separate tab right here that shows your sleep consistency over the past couple days, so I think that's extremely valuable. And on the Apple Watch, I can go ahead and view kind of like big bars for every single day and see, hey, am I staying consistent or am I way out of control? It looks like I just am not very good at sleep consistency. Other watches like the Whoop or the Garmin, they'll give you like training readiness, your recovery scores. These devices don't really do that. I don't know how valuable some of that information can be because I have the Oura Ring and the Whoop, and sometimes they're totally conflicting, but there are apps that you can download that will create a readiness score for you based on your data. I try not to look at it all the time. You know, it's just another data point. What's interesting about these two watches is you kind of need a Samsung phone to get a Samsung Galaxy Watch, and you need an iPhone to get an Apple Watch. So if you do plan to buy the watch, you're kind of stuck in that ecosystem. If you're an iPhone user, you're not even looking or thinking about the Galaxy Watch. If you're a Samsung user, you're not even thinking about or looking at the Apple Watch. Maybe you are. I have some friends who are Android Apple Watch users. But I think it's interesting just to see what kinds of things are available in different ecosystems. And if you are really more into fitness, Garmin might be the way to go. I've noticed they have better battery life. Some of the tracking features with like GPS, running, cycling, outdoor stuff might be better. If I were an Android user, I'd probably pick between Garmin and Samsung. And if I was an Apple user, I'd probably do Apple Watch or Garmin. Those seem to be kind of the overall watches that can do a lot of the things that you need and will allow you to stay within the phone ecosystem that you're in. So I would honestly rate these: Apple Watch number 1, Garmin probably number 2, Samsung Watch number 3. A lot of the health features are cool, but I'm not sure how many people are actually going to use them. If you enjoyed this video, go watch my comparison of the Apple Watch versus the Google Pixel, linked right here. Good night.
It's been 37 hours since I took both of these watches off the charger. The final and last battery update, the Samsung is at 11% and the Apple Watch is at 17%. I got in a run, lift, sauna, and today was just a working from home day, so the batteries didn't die as fast.